That was terrible.
That was crap. That was garbage. This place sucks.
Overreaction
Monday.
On a Tuesday.
There we go.
Hey.
There we go. I didn't step over that line this time.
Nice.
Sometimes jump the gun.
What's up, guys?
What do you have over there, Chris?
Everybody good?
What do you got over there?
I'm also been impressed with the Lions, Rich. You know what? So much so, the Lions' 2 wins this playoffs have been more impressive than the 49ers victory.
Let me see this. The 2 Lions wins have been more impressive than the one. Yeah. So what? I don't know. What are you getting at here? Normally, I can pick up what you're putting down. Yeah. I mean, the 2 Lions wins were I mean, I understand the Niners beat a tough opponent, but
They had to make a comeback.
You know,
I just thought you're all in on the Niners. You love Brock Purdy like a son.
no, I got
thought
it.
You'd be,
No, the 2 Lions wins. The Lions wins were for a franchise that's never done it before and has got all the pressure of like, well, if it's not going to be now, when's it going to be? And the 49ers, I know came up with a gritty win, but did it leave me impressed? Not at all. Left me thinking they were kind of lucky to get through all that.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think that's wrong.
Win in the rain. When
No, I know, and they checked. As I
Oh.
said yesterday, they checked a ton of boxes. They're not supposed to win when Debo goes out. They're not supposed to win in the rain. They're not supposed to win a game where they had terrible clock management at the end of the first half, where they played themselves into a long field goal in the rain that got blocked. They're not supposed to win a game that they're down by 7 points going into the fourth quarter, and they did. And they're not supposed to win a game where they have to depend on Brock Purdy to make the throws in the fourth quarter. And they did. So that was impressive that they overcame all those things. But the bottom line is there was a lot to overcome. So.
All right. Out of the gate a little slow then. All right. Let me pick this up a little bit.
What do you got?
Mark Davis caved to player pressure in hiring Antonio Pierce as head coach.
That's one way to put it. And I'm seeing a couple of tweets saying, I wonder who Max Crosby is going to choose as the general manager. I understand that. But I think he was wise to listen to his players, and a lot of the I guess, positive energy is founded. And also, this decision may have been informed. Well, the last time I had an interim coach that the players loved, I went with supposedly a known commodity, and that blew up in my face. So instead of me thinking, well, let me go with somebody from a famous coaching tree, and let me go and get somebody from a winning organization outside of our space. Let's go with the guy who proved he can do it and proved that the players are buying what he's selling, and go with the guy that I already have. Love the one you're with. So
many great guys out there, though.
And I understand that the lyrics of that song is when you can't be with the one you love, then love the one you're with. I understand that I used a quote from a lyric that makes it seem like this is a second choice. I know. But I'm just saying, you know what? I'm just removing the tag from the one you love.
Dance with
and
the one
placing
who
it
brought
on
you.
That's another way to put. That's a better lyric, maybe.
Well,
I mean, I don't think that's a lyric. That's just using the phrase that involves dancing.
Right.
All right.
With people.
But I heard you agree, right? That may have been informed by what happened with Rich Bisaccia.
Yeah, I said that when they let him go, it seemed like those guys loved playing for Bisaccia.
They did.
And it showed, and you feel the same thing. Look what Pierce did with this team. They're smoking cigars in the locker room. They're having fun, and I think we got to take that in consideration.
Well, it's not just having fun. Then they played hard.
They played hard, and they were winning football.
Correct.
Exactly.
And having fun with
yeah.
doing
having
the
fun
things.
With no results doesn't matter, obviously.
How are you going to bounce the guy that went into Arrowhead and came up with a win against a team that might eventually win it all? So, what else you got, Chris?
When they're 1-5, I want to play this clip back.
Great.
When I have the overreaction of they should have never
very
hired
glass
Antonio
half
Pierce.
empty.
Well, I mean,
very negative.
Just throwing that out there.
What else?
All right, we just talked about the referee
By
matchups.
the way, they hear us in Las Vegas on Raider Nation Radio.
Yeah, we know.
And you know where we're going in 2 weeks,
Shout
right?
out Raider Nation.
Okay, thank you.
Shout out Raider Nation.
Way to go, Chris.
I love the Raiders. We just talked about the referees, and TJ's had the script all season. So why does it feel like we're getting a Super Bowl 54 rematch, Chiefs 49ers?
I don't believe you're wrong. It feels like it. I said it. That was my You know what? It would be only fitting to get this matchup with all due respect to Lions and Ravens fans, because this is who I predicted would be in the Super Bowl prior to the season beginning, and then I jumped off it. Right? And then I jumped off it. Yeah. I jumped off it. Do you know who refereed that game? Bill Vinovich.
Oh, hey now.
Same guy.
Oh, hey now.
So I don't know. What's the script say? They announced the ref. Is the fix in? Or is the color scheme the fix?
Oh, no.
What's the fix? Let's go looking for a fix.
We're going
That's
to
got a
Vegas.
script.
And we're in Vegas.
Oh, my God.
Lamar breaks
the whole
free
thing.
around the 20 and throw.
Uh-oh.
Well, you know,
Leave us hanging. Leave us hanging, TJ. Leave us hanging. Come on
I'm
now.
gonna have to take this home with me.
Yeah, well, I think the script stunk from the fifth snap of the
Well, I mean,
season
it
on
wasn't
for
in
the
your
Jets.
favor, I understand.
I told you to throw that thing
You
out,
know?
and then that script flipped on you against the Green Bay Packers.
That's why I couldn't
pal.
get upset, because I
Not
knew.
great.
I read the script.
That script says another wide right for Buffalo fans. They think that script
I
stinks
didn't want
too.
to bring that
It's
up
going to
to
be funny.
Hoskins.
31 teams are going to think that fan base is going to think that script really stinks.
Hey, it is what it is.
Throw it out.
I didn't write it.
All right, what else, Chris?
I'm glad Darren Orlovsky is not on the horn anymore, because with AFC QB injuries and the Chiefs are having a down year, this was the Bills' best chance to win the AFC. Their window is closed.
That's ridiculous. Window's closed. Get out of
close the
here.
window.
17's on the screen. As long as he's healthy and breathing and playing like Josh Allen, the window is wide open. Wide open. This was the year, right? It was supposed to be the year.
Joe
Okay.
Burrow hurt. Aaron Rodgers hurt.
I got it, man. I got it. If
Justin Herbert, terrible
if you had
coaching.
told Bills fans prior to the jump, okay, Herbert would get hurt, Burrow would get hurt, and that, Rodgers would get hurt, and that the Steelers would still have problems at their quarterback spot, and that Deshaun Watson would get hurt, and that Tua would play the entire season, right? And that might give them a little bit of pause. Like, what does that mean for our divisional hopes? But we still got Allen, whatever. Oh, and by the way, you'll be the 2 seed, and you'll have the Chiefs in your house for the divisional playoff game. You'll be like, where's a piece of paper?
I need to
Let me sign
quick.
it right now. And the pen might take the form of a certain toy. It would be really weird.
It was their best shot.
But it was their best shot. But that doesn't mean it's their only shot. The window is wide open.
Oh, it's not. Come on, Rich. It's not wide. It's not wide open.
Open.
It is not wide open.
It is.
Be honest.
I'm being deadly
It's
honest.
not wide open.
Pal.
They are in cap hell next year.
So what? So what? You know who's in cap hell?
Who is their best wide receiver?
Do you know who was in cap hell?
It's the tight end.
The Rams and the Bucks were in cap hell. They both made the playoffs. One of them actually had an opportunity to force overtime to go to the NFC Championship game. I know they're home. I get it. But the window is open, and anybody who knows this should be you. If you have a quarterback, the window's open. If you don't have a quarterback, the window is closed. And
Guess
this guy,
Josh Allen's not. Tom Brady. Like, come on, let's be honest.
I will call that an overreaction. What else?
All right, here's some love for Baltimore here. No matter what happens on Sunday, Lamar Jackson is the best player in the NFL.
You could make that argument. I don't think that's an overreaction. You could absolutely make the case that he's the best player in the NFL, but what does that make Mahomes? Don't you think the rings have anything to do with it? Or, I mean, that would be part of the argument in the pushback. You could absolutely make a case that he's the best player in the NFL. He's
going to be MVP.
He's going to be the most valuable player. I know that.
But MVP is a quarterback
award. But you say no matter what happens Sunday.
I'm talking about all
You
players.
started your
1,500 players.
You started your subject matter of Overreaction Monday with 5 words. Let me see if I can put on top. So it looks like it's like no matter what happens Sunday.
Yeah.
So no matter what happens Sunday is like, so he loses to Mahomes, who's proven year in and year out that doesn't matter, I guess, who he's throwing passes to. Tyreek Hill's gone and he wins a Super Bowl, and then he wins maybe 2. And then it doesn't matter if they drop passes, if Kadarius Scissorhands is there or his foot's, like Kevin Durant on a three-point line, and then suddenly he still overcomes all that. That doesn't make him the best player. I mean, again, there's an argument for it, but I don't think there's no. You can make a great argument here for Lamar Jackson anyway, so I won't call that an overreaction. I'll call it an argument. So
making an argument.
What else?
All right, last one. Last one. Another Eagles coordinator has gotten fired. Jeffrey Lurie's firing the wrong people, making a mistake, keeping Nick Sirianni.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just. We'll find out. How does that sound? I honestly can't I could sit here and say this is not an overreaction. That if you went ahead and needed to fill in 2 spots of 2 guys that showed in their first year as head coaches elsewhere that they're really that talented and thus difficult to replace. And Sirianni had everything else working for 11 games, and then it kind of fell apart, and he couldn't fix it, and that's the reason to fire him, then that's not an overreaction. If you're sitting here saying, well, they're really tough to fill in, we just made the wrong mistakes collectively as a group, and Nick definitely held things together, and we know what was going on in the locker room, and it never got out because Nick had a lid on it. And he's still the guy that can make these decisions, and the players believe in him. And you heard what Fletcher Cox had to say to anybody that walked up to his locker. That's a cue from Mike Del Tufo to stop doing what he's doing and then playing some. Oh, so you did hear me. Did you hear me? Okay. No, you didn't hear me. It's the Fletcher Cox drop.
Yes.
Okay, that's the Fletcher Cox drop.
You're a clown, man.
Oh, okay. So you hear that from the locker room, and you hear from Kelsey saying we love the guy. So it can go either way. It can go either way.
I'm asking you to choose.
I know you're asking me to choose. I'll call that an overreaction at the moment. The guy went to the Super Bowl last year. He's got to be a coach for a reason, and his vets love him. So, but he's got pretty much one more year, and they better get these. They better get these hires right.
Eagles
at
start
the
1-5.
coordinator
Let's
positions.
play this clip back.
Oh, I got it. I understand. I got it. And that's Overreaction Monday on a Tuesday. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.